Alright, we're back with Kingdom Hearts. Gonna be heading back to Traverse Town because we got another torn page.
The Book of Pooh. That was a show, actually, on Disney Junior. With puppets, for some reason.
Oh, yes, I think I remember that. I never watched it because I didn't have Disney Channel, but...
I had Disney Channel, like, weirdly, for a brief moment in time. And then again later.
So this is probably the easiest, or at least least frustrating torn page, I would say.
Let's see.
Possibly.
Who are we meeting today?
It's Eeyore.
Is it?
Yeah, you can see him. You could see him in the background.
Oh, I didn't.
A second ago.
I didn't even catch him. That was weird.
You have to know where to look, but yeah, he was there.
Good old Optimus Prime. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, in the water.
It's funny because he's... Oh, gosh, he's going to drown. Can he drown?
That's a good question.
It's like my other question about Pooh is, does the honey just go in him? Does it become fluff? Like, maybe these questions are better left unanswered.
Is Winnie the Pooh invincible?
Well, there was that Deadpool comic called Do You Pooh that I saw at Comic-Con that was pretty amazing. It was not sanctioned by Marvel or Disney.
I guess that would make it a doujin, technically?
Oh, is that what that means? Oh, I thought that meant something else.
I mean, it usually means that, but...
Oh.
Hello, Rabbit.
So, I didn't mention it last time, but as a kid I thought Rabbit was a girl. Oh, I like that he's just, like, floating along. And now that I look at him, I never realized he's got some hips.
Yeah, that's an odd little moment. You just jump into the water next to Eeyore, and then you pull him out.
So, like, this is a river. What would happen if you just didn't grab him?
That's a good question. I do not know. I've never bothered to try to just, do nothing.
Today on Boundary Break, we watch Eeyore float to his inevitable demise.
It's a good question. Where does this river go? This little creek. But yeah, gotta find Eeyore's tail, which... Gotta find his tail, which we already know where it is.
I wish I could do a better Eeyore impression. At best, I can do a mediocre one, and then make it sound better with AI, but...
It's not much of a tail.
See, yours would... That's
it.
better. That's way better than what I can do. Everybody can do good impressions but me. Too much reading. I'm having a Mandela moment. Does he wear glasses ever? Owl?
Who?
Owl.
I don't recall Owl ever wearing glasses. Maybe he put them on for a gag one time in some obscure thing.
I could see that. He owns them to look sophisticated.
Oh yeah, we gotta guide Pooh over to the swing.
Oh, I like his little waddle. That's cute. Oh, I just remembered something so funny about this series in Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
The Chinese version of the Kingdom Hearts.
So I wanna look up if that was real or if that was like a meme online.
Like it was a mod, maybe. Oh, I can believe that. But if so, what do you think? Sparkling void with a voice? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because the president of China is incredibly insecure to an elementary school level.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They had to get creative, I think, with how they handled Winnie the Pooh's inclusion in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I never thought about his first name being Winnie.
All right, so this minigame isn't hard, but it is a little bit unintuitive. The thing that can get kind of confusing is that you don't necessarily push the swing when you press the button.
Oh no.
So it'll Sora will push the swing when Pooh comes down. It's just depending on when you push it will change the result of that push. So it's
pretty dynamic.
It's not the most intuitive thing, especially since you're not going to be doing this much. So yeah, you just press the button when Owl says to, and then even if it doesn't react immediately or it doesn't seem to be working right, don't worry about it. It will it'll send Pooh where we want. So this is one of the only mini games where you have to do it twice, because the goal of this right here is to land Pooh on Eeyore's house, not to throw Pooh as far as possible. So right there, I got it just right, and Pooh A-posed there as he fell.
I didn't even notice. That's great.
Yeah, and the distance shot, probably harder to see on PS2.
Oh, yeah. And a CRT.
So yeah, Eeyore's tail was on top of his house, so now that we broke it, we found it.
Huh, this is the one time where my friends joke about when I ask where I can't find something and they ask if I checked my butt actually applies. Lost my tail, Pooh. Did you check your butt? Oh man, my voice is ruined. One of the Pooh's voice was supposed to come out. Oh well. Neat. Problem solved.
As Owl watches on ominously.
Yeah, I'm like, what was that? I'm getting like Naruto the Swing vibes. And I don't even know what that is.
We got Stopra.
That's how you get Stopra?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that explains why I never upgraded it. Wait, didn't you say we had to do it twice?
If you want cheer. If you recall, I was talking earlier that Sora can also get cheer, which increases the amount of time that summons stick around, but the way to do it is to get a certain score in all of the Winnie the Pooh minigames. I think all of the other ones, you can get them the first time you do it as part of the story.
I see.
That one, you have to come back.
I see. So are you, like, gonna do that off screen, not bother, or show it later?
I will be doing it off screen. As I recall, I had some difficulties getting a good recording of some of the Winnie the Pooh stuff, and so I just said, some of this stuff I'll just do off screen.
So,
all right, on to the next world.
I didn't... Because you did that minigame so fast, there's a similar mechanic in the Pokemon Stadium minigame pack with the Hypnos and a little pendulum, and I wonder if it's similar and how bad that is.
So, little note on Gummi ships. Enemy projectiles are always aimed at the center of your ship, which means if the center of your ship is hollow, they will miss. Now, this is more of a thing in Kingdom Hearts 2, where doing that can make your ship practically invincible and is pretty much required to get to do the quote-unquote final boss of the Gummi ship thing. Like, it's just not possible otherwise. In this game, it is the case, but I've never really exploited it, never felt much of a need to, and I think it might be that if you move around, you can still hit the projectiles. It's mostly like homing things.
I'm getting some Mario Galaxy vibes with some of these hollow planets. Oh, these are different. I don't remember facing them.
As you get deeper in, you'll discover other types of Gummi stuff. And here we are.
Welcome to hell. Your hell.
All right, yes, we are going to Halloween Town of The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I say that because I got so lost, and I'm going to point out where I got lost, and it was just, I wanted to die.
So, you could make a very good argument that Kingdom Hearts, this game, was primarily responsible for catapulting The Nightmare Before Christmas from cult classic to mainstream classic.
That's crazy.
This, Yeah, so this game came out 9 years after the original film. The film came out in 1993, and it wasn't really... Nightmare Before Christmas didn't really get popular until about the 2000s.
Yep, it is now a Hot Topic staple. For better
yes.
or for worse.
And I want to say that that, of course, begs the question of why, of all things, for this game, did they decide to go with Nightmare Before Christmas? I think that this movie was always more popular in Japan than it was in the West. So it was the idea of using it was more on the minds of the Japanese developers.
There was some sick popping on that Keyblade.
Yeah, the Keyblade summon animation in Kingdom Hearts 1 is very minimal, to the point where you might think that it's just it's not really even appearing at all. Generally, it seems like it was made so that when you swing it, it just sort of appears. Later games would make it much more of like the Keyblade just has like a glow effect that when it's summoned.
It's the Bone Daddy. Why did I choose that nickname? He is cool, though.
Bravo, Jack! Bravo! Those ghosts will be
It is interesting that, despite this being the Nightmare Before Christmas, there is absolutely no Christmas element to this world at all.
Because this is a prequel to the movie.
Yeah, this takes place before the events of the film.
You know, it's interesting that they bothered to put the seam on the parts of the puppet and the mayor, even though this is a video game.
Yeah, they went that far. I guess they were like, might as well make it closer to the movie than smooth out some of the rough edges, which give stop motion character.
I just noticed that Goofy doesn't have his gloves on. Oh, my brain!
And you can see through parts of Donald.
That I also didn't notice. That's pretty cool.
He's like a bunch of bandages just sort of floating.
I like that doorbell design.
Yeah, so ring this doorbell 3 times and you get a prize.
Oh.
So also, this is in Halloween Town. They figured out a way to have the Heartless be docile, at least for a little while, which implies that they are using the power of darkness quite a bit here.
Wait. Oh, like the big bad here is using it?
No, I mean like the only way... Controlling the Heartless is possible, but you have to use the power of darkness to do it. So to have the Heartless like do that move to introduce Jack, like Jack or the mayor or someone would have to be using the power of darkness to control them.
Huh.
If you put together the things, like that's the only conclusion I can come to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the events of this level and see if I remember my theory on that, but yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I do like the idea of this world story where like they're trying to use the Heartless to their own ends, and they're like, you know, they're Halloween people, so they don't even think that these things are scary and shouldn't be messed with.
And yet they're
also
calling them the Heartless.
Yeah, they do know that they are called Heartless somehow.
I hate this guy's design because I hate exposed brain characters.
Take a container with a lock.
And this is also where we go into the whole thing of like, what is a heart? You know, that the metaphysical question of Kingdom Hearts, and you know, these guys are trying to understand it the only way they know how, and it fails them. They don't get close to understanding what a heart is or what it's made of really at all.
I spoiled myself on a moment of Kingdom Hearts 3 involving Pirates of the Caribbean that reminds me of that.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a pretty clever usage of that property.
My, that was amazing.
Wait, we didn't see him do anything.
Sora.
Yeah, we just sort of are meant to understand that Sora kind of unlocked the heart.
This year's Halloween.
What's this Heartless doing?
Oh yeah,
What's
and they did go...
Oh, the Heartless came to town just recently.
Well, we know that Sora knows what Christmas is.
Oh, that's true, which implies Santa can move through the
doctor
worlds.
and I are trying to improve
Oh,
the
he most
diagnosis.
definitely can.
He's quite a genius.
It's a big book.
Okay, doctor, let's continue. The ingredients for
But yeah, we've got the alternate forms for Sora, Donald, and Goofy, which they went that far to make them feel like they fit in.
They are wonderful designs, and I've seen insane cosplay of
we
Sora.
have a heart.
Yep.
And much like Link, I think the best Sora cosplays are done by women mostly.
So, Tim Burton, who did come up with the original idea for The Nightmare Before Christmas, wasn't as involved in the film as most people think. Burton himself admits that director Henry Selick was the primary creative force on the project and should receive the lion's share of the credit.
Yeah, it is fascinating. I'm glad he's like cool enough to like say that.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that Tim Burton's name was like on the logo. He was obviously the big name that Disney wanted to advertise in relation to the film, but he was not the like a lot of people say, oh yeah, Tim Burton directed that. No, he didn't.
No
Yeah.
problem. Sora, would you like to come along?
And I believe
Sure.
Henry Selick is like a noted stop motion expert creative, so it
Speaking
makes
of
sense that he was the one who made it come to life.
speaking of Tim Burton, oh my gosh, excuse me. Speaking of Tim Burton, I was watching James and the Giant Peach last night because I read the book and I was like, I might as well watch it again. And I was trying to rack my brains on how on earth you would pull off a James and the Giant Peach world because most of it takes place on and in the Peach.
Huh.
I think it's Disney, isn't it? It's at least on Disney Plus. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That movie freaked me out as a kid. I think my older brother watched it a bunch,
it's creepy.
but I never wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another torn page,
yeah.
so we'll be back there before we move on to the next world.
Yeah, I recommend maybe revisiting it if for no other reason than the character designs are really fun, but it is funny. The book is like, oh, the spider is like a kindly old woman. And the movie's like, what if we made her the hottest French spider you've ever seen? It's so weird.
We have a
All right.
mayor
Mayor
crisis.
shenanigans.
The Heartless are completely out of control. We can't stop them.
So we just saw Jack's ability list, and one of them was listed as applause please. That was another thing that I changed in my localization. In the original Japanese was applause please. The localization here changed it to just applause, and then in Kingdom Hearts 2 it was applause. So I kind of split the difference with like some of the punctuation and whatnot and just called it applause, comma, please, exclamation point. I think it like combines the best of all of them.
So he said that their experiment is why these guys are out of control.
I more interpret it as they were never going to keep them under control for long, and it just sort of happened to coincide with what was going on. So here we have Dumbo.
Gotcha.
Yeah, in Dumbo, you can fly up and down in the same way that you swim up and down in Atlantica. You'll see that Sora is quite small.
Yeah, wait. Is Sora smaller here?
Yeah, he shrinks down
Okay,
to
that's interesting.
fit on top of Dumbo.
See, I misremembered him like straddling Dumbo like a horse and not
Nah,
shrinking.
he rides.
Yeah.
He rides on the hat. I believe like the mouse from the movie.
Oh,
If-
that's
I-
cute.
I-
That's clever.
I have not watched Dumbo since I was like maybe 5.
It's a lot more emotional than you remember. Like, it has some pretty incredible moments. So I'm just gonna say it. I think this movie, as much as it's loved, I don't think it can live up to the hype. Like, it's good. It's just not so good that I can't believe how much people like it good.
I think that the aesthetics really strike a chord with a lot of
Yes.
people, more so than anything regarding the story.
Like, I thought I loved this movie until I saw it. Like, I was like, oh, this movie's rad. And I'm like, oh, the story's kind of mid.
It's all right.
It's not bad. It's just...
But
I
if
don't
it didn't have the character designs and the stop motion, it would not be Hot Topics golden goose.
It is funny. There is a Nightmare Before Christmas game that is also a prequel. I'm like, I think the Game Boy Advance, maybe? It's like a side-scroller or something?
Yeah, I want to say that I saw a little bit of a YouTube video going over that recently, and like that final boss was really bad. There was also a game called like Oogie's Revenge, which was like a Devil May Cry like.
Oh, I
game.
remember that.
Never played that one, but
Man, this better be a good Halloween this year. I feel like they keep getting worse for me. Forget me not.
that's our memory.
I have a bad feeling about this. Why don't you try something else? There's still time.
Nothing could beat what I've got planned.
So Sally does have a heart, even though she was created wholesale by the doctor, begging the question of how he was able to do that, and yet doesn't know how to create a heart for the heartless.
I mean...
It's the same problem we talked about with Pinocchio.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
if you're a Disney character, you just get a heart.
I would say from an anatomical perspective, like, he clearly... I'm wondering if the heart that he used with the Heartless is similar to what he used with Sally, but because they're, like... And this is some theory... Oh, I like that effect. This is some theory crafting. Since she is, you know, literally he made his daughter, I wonder if it's the love he had for making her that did it, rather than the Heartless was just some, like, experiment.
Possibly, yeah.
I'm thinking too hard about this. Oh no, a wild Frank Welker appears.
Although that coffin there reminds me of one of my major problems with this world. I think it relies too heavily on using unconventional ways to get from area to area, mostly examining something, or having to like use some of these elevators that you activate with fire. It can make getting around a real pain, especially in a game where you can't examine things in combat.
Oh no.
It is also in desperate need of at least one more save point. It has one, but then it goes away, and by the time this world is over, there's only one place where you can enter.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they needed to really address that.
This is my least favorite world, for no other reason than I was literally stuck for hours in the graveyard. Like,
yeah,
I want to like it.
Navigation and figuring out where to go can be kind of a pain in this one.
That bonehead Jack is really making a heart.
Alright, so voice actors. I don't have too much data here, but I do know that both Jack and Oogie Boogie are voiced by their film actors, Jack by Chris Sarandon and Oogie Boogie by Ken Page. And this is the first time that their voice actors reprise their roles since the release of the film.
I want to say Danny Elfman did the singing for Jack.
I'd believe that.
Yeah. For the longest time, I thought he also voiced Jack for the whole thing, but no. Much like how Jasmine's voice actor is not the singer for Jasmine, I think. Lock, Stock, and Barrel.
Yeah.
I swear one of them, either the movie or this game, one of them is voiced by Frank Welker.
This world is not the best laid out. It feels kind of similar to Deep Jungle, where you're just sort of running from place to place. Like this first part, you know, we go from the lab to the graveyard to get the thing, and then we go back to the lab, and now we're going back to the graveyard but further in to get another thing. Even though later area is more complex, I think it's a little bit more interesting.
You know, I can never remember her name, but whoever voices the girl of that trio, I think she's the same one that voices Lil, Phil, and Mom of Rugrats.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Which character?
Oh, the girl of the little kid trio.
Oh yeah, but what character do you think they share a voice actor with?
Oh no, I know for a fact. It's Phil, Lil, and their mom and Rugrats.
Oh, Rugrats. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like right here. I'd love to move on, but I can't because these enemies are still here.
Oh man, Jack and Goofy are not doing so good.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay, this is why I was stuck for hours. I didn't think to examine the stupid thing. Oh man.
Yeah, you just talk to the mayor here and then do the ghost mini game, and then you get the thing and can take it back to the lab. I don't think I've ever gotten this wrong.
You know,
Okay, so I got a pretty easy one.
have they ever done anything with like rides that don't have movie, like originally had movies for like, say like a Haunted Mansion world, or nah?
No, they didn't. Even though the parks have to some degree had some influence over Kingdom Hearts since the beginning, I don't want to say that they ever directly referenced them until Kingdom Hearts 3.
I see. Yeah, because like seeing all this fun effects is reminding me of how there's a handful of effects they modernized in the ride, and I just the biggest offender is making the statuettes that are like the barbershop quartet projections instead of like animatronics. It looks so much worse.
Oh, it's screen or projection stuff is never going to be as good as a practical effect.
It's true. Although that thing they're doing at Universal with the Frankenstein thing, that looks pretty good.
I haven't looked too deep into a lot of the stuff that they are doing in Epic Universe. I mean, I'm not going to be going to Epic Universe until 2026 at the absolute earliest.
Is that when it opens?
It opens this year, but I mean,
yeah. Why go
try
the first
going
year?
there?
That'll be madness.
Yeah, but maybe I'll look up more stuff because I mean, I have been following that because like Starfall Racers in Celestial Park is looking to be one of the best new coasters of this year.
That's a cool name for a cool park.
Yeah, it's got like a hub and spokes design with a main hub area called Celestial Park that's just space themed, and then all the other areas branch off from it.
I love Zero's design. I think it's cute. There's the theory that like, what is it? The dog from Frankenweenie is Zero, and you're following the same guy throughout all those different Tim Burton movies. That's a cute idea, but I don't have enough love for Tim Burton stuff to even weigh in on it. I like these designs of the Heartless. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and another thing is that they put a filter over most if not all of the Heartless, like you can see it on the shadows, that make them fit in better with this world.
Oh.
And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, they didn't do that at all with Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Oh, you come back here?
You do. I should say, it's fine in The Nightmare Before Christmas, but there's another world that is much more dark and realistic in 2, and they don't put, even though they could, they don't put any kind of filter over them, and SDG look really out of place.
SDG? Oh, Sora, Donald, Goofy. It's funny. Nope, it's gone. So much for that.
Okay. So you might also notice that occasionally those ghost enemies will have like some glowies floating around them. That's your opportunity to whack them, and it'll do massive damage, and you'll get some tech points.
Okay, I just remembered. It's now that we're here, we can talk about it. The fact that the search Heartless ghosts show up earlier, like, it's a cool idea, but I find it strange they did that. Like in Monstro.
Yeah, I don't think the ghost enemies were ever intended to be specifically for Halloween Town. They just had an idea for a ghost Heartless, and then we're like, oh, well, I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas, let's throw a bunch of them in here.
That makes sense.
Like, the White Knights are more of, which are the mummy guys with the long legs and arms. Those are more of the exclusive Heartless to this world.
See, it's like, it's so hard to notice these little entrances for me.
Yeah, here we are at the Moonlit Hill, one of the most iconic scenes from the film.
I was both fascinated and creeped out by that hill.
And this is where the problem I was talking about earlier really rears its head, because there is no way to go from here to anywhere else without either examining something or using some sort of unconventional way of getting from area to area.
Yeah, there's like the fact this level is so linear in its layout really does create a lot of problems. It's a hard balance to strike when it comes to level design.
Let's not have the jack-o'-lantern in the way. So yeah, right here, you can hit the fire on that and it'll start going up and down, and if you're standing on it when it goes up, you'll go back to that previous area, the first graveyard area.
Cool.
But I want to say that you have to ride it at least once for that elevator to appear on the other side, so you can go back.
I don't even know if I knew about it then.
And of course, you don't, I think you can ride that while combat is going on, but of course it's difficult to stay on it while it's happening. There are a couple of those elevators in this world, and they all have the same problem. As soon as you hit them with fire, they begin moving up, and due to the way animations of, like, magic works, it's next to impossible to get onto the elevators to get there on the first cycle, so you have to wait until they come back down.
That's annoying.
I want to say it's a speed-running trick to be able to hit it just right and get on them for that first cycle.
Oh, I'm getting
like,
flashbacks.
I get that they wanted you to get the immediate feedback that, oh, it worked, but if they just had it pause for a split second first, it would have really helped.
So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I've played Disney Dreamlight Valley a fair bit, and I know they're never gonna do it, but it would be really fun to get some Kingdom Hearts characters in it.
Yeah.
Or at least some clothing options, like.
Over there is the White Trinity for this world.
Oh. Does every level have one or no?
There is exactly one White Trinity in every world,
okay,
except for, like, Winnie the Pooh. It's the White Trinities are kind of like the final Trinity.
Fire!
So what's your go-to for the magic shortcuts?
I always have Cure on X, which I've heard very good arguments that Cure is better on a different button like Triangle, but I've been playing it with it on X for so long, that's all I'm ever gonna do.
I want to say I put mine on Square.
I tend to have my primary offensive magic on Square with either Fire or Thunder or Gravity. And then Triangle, I tend to have Arrow as a defensive option.
Do you wish there was a way to have more than 3 shortcuts, or would that just...
Yes. Because in starting in Kingdom Hearts 2, they made it so that all 4 buttons are shortcutted.
Oh, that's smart. I mean, because one of those buttons, circle is jump, but...
Yeah, I want to say that they wanted to make it so that you could still have the shortcuts menu open while jumping and moving around, but for 2 they realized that it just wasn't necessary and allowed you to put a shortcut on all 4.
Yeah, I mean, now that like the game doesn't need shoulder buttons for the camera, I feel like you could potentially with a mod give yourself 2 more.
In Kingdom Hearts 3, you have 3, and you switch between them by holding down the shortcut button and pressing up and down on the D-pad.
Oh, that's kind of clunky.
It works fine. I mean, you tend not to need to swap between the 2 or the pages all that much, like in the heat of combat. And when you do, it's not that bad. It's mostly just that you don't have to go back into the menu and move things around just to have easy access to a different spell.
You know, come to think about it, like those directional buttons could be 4 more shortcuts in themselves.
The thing is that in Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, like in 1, yeah, the D-pad left and right doesn't really do much. They found ways to make those buttons more useful in 2 and 3, so they're already doing things.
Right, okay. I just figured
another
with the shortcut modifier you could really go to town. But yeah, I guess, yeah. I haven't played 2 as much.
Yeah, and 3 also has more things going on with, I think, R2 specifically. Maybe L2 as well, but mostly R2. So it... while a remake of Kingdom Hearts 1 or something could make more use of those buttons, later games have found other things for them to do.
Yeah, I would more expect somebody to just do that with a mod.
Another thing that Kingdom Hearts 1 didn't have that 2 wisely added was the ability to assign items to the shortcuts.
Oh, yeah. That, like, ethers especially would be so nice.
Being able to put, at the very least, put potion on X before you get, until you get your first cure.
Right. Because at least, you know, like, oh, but then what's the point of cure? I'm like, well, you only have so many potions.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I tend to go for cure over potion, even when I have a ton of potions, right there's a shortcut back to Guillotine Square.
Oh, nice. What if that goes through the, do you come out through the wishing well?
Yeah, through the fountain.
I guess it's not a wishing, I don't know what I'm saying. That's not a wishing well.
No, I lost my train of thought. Oh,
Sorry.
no, you're good. Oh, right. The reason why I go for cure over potion is because cure has leaf bracer to ensure that it goes off. There's no equivalent. There's no potion bracer.
Sora
Now,
just has to chug.
Yeah, so the way items can work is once you activate it, you can get interrupted and whacked, but it will go off. Like, it might just take a second for it to trigger. So you just have to stay alive long enough.
Huh.
All right, well, anyways, we'll be finishing up The Nightmare Before Christmas next time.